everyone, what is up? It's Belinda back with another video for you today. Oh, this one is one that I've been wanting to make. This is going to be a video about a couple of people that we haven't really talked about that much recently, because James Charles has been staying pretty much well away from drama since that whole scandal where he was repeatedly called out for sexting minors, then admitting it on his YouTube channel in front of his 25 million subscribers. Well, now James Charles is dropping some merch out of nowhere. He's dropping this little line of fleecy jackets, and Manny MUA here was actually seen on IG yesterday promoting this James Charles merch. And what's wrong with Manny MUA promoting James Charles merch? Well, if you went back to Manny MUA and Laura Lee's podcast, which is called Full Coverage, that's something that comes out on a Friday. On the very, very first episode of Full Coverage, there was part of that podcast where Manny and Laura were both talking about people being cancelled. Manny said he didn't think that people should really be cancelled unless they'd done something illegal. I promise you, go back, watch that first episode, it's in there. So for Manny to come out and say, oh, if people have done things that are illegal, then they should be cancelled, they should be held accountable, but then wear and promote the merchandise of somebody like James Charles, who actually admitted to sexting minors more than once on his YouTube channel in front of 25 million subscribers, when sexting minors where James Charles lives in California is a federal crime. So hello, that means it's something illegal. James Charles did something illegal. He got away with it. You know, he probably paid his way out of it like a lot of celebrities do. But Manny MUA is promoting that after saying that he thought people who did illegal shit should be cancelled. And to be completely honest with you, this isn't something that I see a lot of drama channels calling out about Manny MUA. I don't know if it's because people don't care about James Charles anymore, or people have forgiven James Charles since his big scandal last year and earlier on this year. I don't know what it is, but I don't see people calling Manny MUA out with the same kind of vigour, the same kind of energy that they went after Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. You know, for kind of similar allegations, Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson were, you know, cancelled, penalised, dragged all across social media for being associated with each other. But when it comes to James Charles and Manny MUA supporting James Charles, it's fucking crickets. Nobody is saying anything. Honestly, though, I find this really, really problematic about Manny MUA. You know, if you're going to go after people for making sort of P-word comments, then how come people aren't going after James Charles with that same energy right now? James Charles, you know, did what he did in sexting minors, did a crime, you know, involving children or teenagers, and people are just kind of sweeping it under the rug and forgetting about it. I don't know why people are forgetting about it. You know, Shane Dawson wasn't sexting minors. He wasn't sexting underage kids. But the internet destroyed him. You know, the internet, he was off the internet for an entire year. James Charles took his little 3 months off, but he didn't really take 3 months off because he was still behind the scenes, liking tweets and all of this. You know, he was still popping up with the very occasional Instagram story. He didn't really take a good amount of time off the internet and come back changed or anything. You know, he came back the same James Charles, still putting out YouTube content every week, you know, doing what he did before he got, you know, called out about sexting minors and everything. So what I really want to know is, where is that same energy that people had to cancel Shane Dawson over these allegations and all of these old clips coming up, resurfacing of Shane Dawson's past? You know, if you're going to cancel one person for being involved with those type of comments that Shane was involved in, you know, if you're going to cancel somebody for that, but then you've got somebody like James who actually sexted minors on multiple occasions and he's just allowed to get away with it, Where is the sense, Why is it one rule for one and one rule for another? That's what I don't understand. That is why cancel culture doesn't work, because people don't want to hold their faves accountable. Then, speaking of Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star recently uploaded a video on YouTube that was going to Nordstrom Rack, buying up some of the discounted Jeffree Star Shane Dawson conspiracy collection. And Shane Dawson appeared in a little cameo via a FaceTime call on that video. But then Shane Dawson recently uploaded to his own channel for the first time in almost, I think, 2 years. And I was really shocked that Shane actually posted something. I wasn't expecting it, but I was honestly pleasantly surprised. I love Shane's conspiracy content and all that stuff. So I'm really happy to see Shane come back to YouTube with this, what is going to be a 3-part series, and I'm really excited for it. It is like premium Halloween content, ghost hunting in his basement and all this kind of stuff. It is a little bit up my street. I love that kind of stuff. But the other thing that I was going to say is Jeffree Star also welcomed Shane Dawson back to YouTube. Jeffree posted the IG story saying, "Thank God," with the picture of Shane's video. Honestly, I'm really happy to see that they're still friends, because I loved that whole conspiracy collection. I loved the whole series that went along with it. I was really into all that. So I'm here for it, and I'm here for the fact that they're still friends. Love that, honestly. Really happy to see Shane's new video. I actually cried at one point watching Shane's video. The part where Shane was talking about his mental health and saying that mentally he was good after everything that he'd been through. For some reason that just got to me and got me really in my feels. And yeah, I had a little happy cry that Shane Dawson was back on our screens, back on YouTube.
I have had such a intense last year and a half, and I'm doing really good, and I'm really happy and just excited about life. So, but I do feel like I have to talk about some stuff. It's weird. I don't know. It's like I definitely feel ashamed and embarrassed and horrified over a lot of the stuff that started, old clips and stuff that started coming out when I got canceled, and then all of that. Awful. Then it snowballed, and I don't want to it's weird, because if I talk about it how I really feel, people are going to say, "Oh, you're trying to get sympathy," or whatever. So I don't want to talk about it. I feel like people are just going to hate me no matter what, and I kind of just have to accept it. And then there's going to be people who appreciate what I do, and then there's going to be people who are going to say I died, and then people are going to believe it. And then, I'm not dead. What if I was? Sorry. That's an idea! Just, can you imagine?
You dying?
No, but come back from the dead and here's my new series. Okay, sorry. Anyways, let's just get back to the house tour. But also, the reason I moved to Colorado. So, I moved here for a lot of reasons. I'm just happier here. Every time I came out here for a holiday or something, I'm just it's like a weight is lifted.
So King Shane is back. But one person who had something to say about it was, of course, Trisha Peters. Now, Trisha has famously gone after Shane Dawson and Ryland Adams in previous months, all their time on Frenemies. Trisha was really, really going off on Ryland Adams in particular, and also Shane for all the old clips and things that resurfaced. Famously fell out with Ryland and Shane. Now it seems that Trish wants to try and make up with Shane and get themselves back in there. Now that people are starting to accept Shane back to the internet, Trish seems to think, oh, well, if I, get in there with Shane and get accepted by Shane again, then people will see me in a different light. People will accept me back too. No, girl, that is not the way that this is going to go down. Not with Trisha Peters. Honestly, I think Trisha needs to just mind their own business, go do their wedding with their fake Amazon ring to their assistant Moses and all of that. I think Trisha just needs to stay in their own lane, mind their own goddamn business, and leave well alone. I'm genuinely really happy to see Shane back. I love his content. I'm really enjoying this series so far, this 3-part series that he's putting up. Second part is going to be going up on Thursday, and I'm absolutely going to be watching because I love this type of content. So I'm going to go back to Manny MUA now, because Manny MUA recently released his second Moonspell palette. This palette is being really dragged over on Reddit because it's busted. There's no nice way to say it, I'm sorry, but it is busted. It's like his previous Moonspell palette, you know, same type of packaging, just in a sort of burgundy shade instead of the black this time. But instead of it being 3 rows of colour, it's 4 rows now. So I don't get why we've added an extra row of colour. But also, to me, when I looked at this Moonspell palette, I saw a cross between Jeffree Star's Pink Religion palette and also maybe his Bloodlust palette. I was like, I have all of these shades in this palette, so I have no need to go and buy this palette from Manny's collection. It's definitely giving me a mix between Blood Sugar, Bloodlust and Pink Religion from Jeffree Star, so I really don't want to go and waste money on a palette like this. I'm like, Manny, this doesn't say autumn, it doesn't say Halloween. It's just not giving me anything, you know? And I mean, can we talk about James Charles doing his promo shots for his busted little fleecy jackets in a barn? Now, is that some kind of shade to Jeffree Star? Because, of course, we all know now Jeffree Star is on his yak farm where he's got the yaks eating their hay and everything. So, I don't know. This just looks like, you know, James couldn't really come up with an original idea to me. Anyway, guys, all that shade aside, let me know what you think about all the drama. Let me know if you're excited that Shane Dawson is back and everything. I will be uploading again soon about Jeffree Star's new Weirdo collection because I'm really excited about that one. But for now, take care, stay safe, stay well. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.